Now, will you live to 100? I don't know about you, but I'm aiming for 120. Yeah, I've written about it in here. Welcome back to the Earle Wellbeing YouTube channel, and today you join me in my kitchen for a bit of fun longevity chat and a few things that we can all get involved with at home to test. So longevity really is a bit of a buzz at the moment, isn't it? And I just find it so fascinating. And also, as you know, I am always looking for ways that will improve how we can live well for longer and actually live a better second half. But amongst all the chat, there's often a lot of expense, isn't there? Whether it's tech-driven clinics or comprehensive at-home tests, which I think are all good and they have their place, but knowing how well we're going to age often comes with a pretty hefty price tag. So today I wanted to share some of the really easy and free longevity tests that we can do at home, and perhaps most crucially, what we can do to improve our results. Okay, you ready? Let's go. So exercise number one is balancing. So you can do this in the kitchen or dining room, anywhere you've got something that you can hold on to if you need to, so like a countertop. The first one is one that I do each and every morning, and that's just balancing on one leg. And I usually do this when I'm brushing my teeth because it's super easy, it just becomes a habit. And if you've got one of those electric sonic toothbrushes that buzzes every 30 seconds or so, then that's great because that just tells you to switch legs. But balance is actually a really important indicator for our longevity. So the longer we can stand on one leg, the younger our biological age. And yeah, it's true, there is research to back this up. So there was a study that was published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, and that found that being unable to balance on one leg for just 10 seconds was associated with an 84% heightened risk of death. 84%. I mean, that's pretty significant and quite shocking, isn't it? So let's do this then. Can we balance on one leg for 10 seconds? Okay, you can do this with me. 10 seconds. So we're going to do a little bit of video editing magic to add a 10-second countdown on the screen here. And let's have a go. That was actually my doorbell, not the counter, but it was very timely, wasn't it? Well, how did you get on? Let me know in the comments. And of course, really important, don't forget to test your balance on your other leg too. Interestingly, because we're all slightly asymmetrical, aren't we? So one leg will be stronger than the other. If you're a little bit wobbly, don't panic because there is plenty that we can do actually to improve our balance. As I say, I like to practice this one daily. I do it when I'm brushing my teeth. You could do it when you're making a cup of tea. It's really helped me improve little and often. And if you do it somewhere, if you are wobbly, then you've got something that you can hold on to because you obviously really don't want to fall. But you can also do different exercises. So heel raises, for example, are really excellent. And here again, you can use a tabletop, you can use a kitchen counter for support. Just stand with your feet hip width apart, and then you slowly raise your heels so that you're standing on the ball of your foot, and then lower your heels. And you repeat this 10, 20 times. And if you do this regularly, it'll really help to build your strength and your balance. Don't forget to pull your tummy button in as well, navel to spine, as they say, and you also improve your core strength at the same time. Okay, test number 2, and that is the sit to stand test. And this is essentially how many times you can rise to a standing position from seated in 30 seconds. And GPs might use this one because it's a really helpful indicator to learn about strength, balance and flexibility. So if you fall below the average score for your age, it could mean that you are more at risk to things like falls, cardiovascular disease, even dying. Yikes. Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah? Timer on. That one does actually get your heart pumping a little bit. So I think I managed to do 20 repetitions. Well, according to the Centres for Disease Control and Prevention, the average score for a woman aged between 60 and 64, which is me, is 12. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. How'd you get on? Now this one is interesting. So research shows that the speed at which we walk can show how fast our brain is aging. Yeah. So researchers looked at 1,000 people in New Zealand born in the 1970s, and they found that those who walked slower appeared to have signs of accelerated aging, with brain scans revealing slower walkers were more likely to have older looking brains. And another piece of research from a team at the University of Pittsburgh found that gait speed was significantly associated with lifespan. Men with the slowest walking speeds, aged around 75, had just a 19% chance of living for 10 years, whereas those with the fastest speeds had an 87% chance. So to test this one, you're going to need a little bit of space. You need about 15 metres. So that's 5 metres to get up to your normal walking speed. Then you walk at your regular pace for 10 metres. And then to calculate your walking speed, you simply divide 10 metres by the number of seconds that it took to walk that distance. So I'll show you. I've got here my tape measure to measure just to be sure, but you could kind of guess it roughly. And then a couple of things just to mark on the grass. My 5 metre run up to get my speed, and then 10 metres of actual fast walking, and I'm going to time it on my phone. So let's go. So the results, well, for those aged 50 to 59, the average walking speed is 1.3 metres per second. So if that's for a woman, and 1.43 metres per second for a man. And for a 60 to 69-year-old, which would be my category, the average gait speed falls to 1.24 metres per second for a woman and 1.43 metres per second for a guy. So how did I fare? Just worked it out. 1.7. So above average. My gait speed is a bit faster. Yeah, not too bad. I'll take that. Okay, so our final test for the day is the ruler drop test. Super straightforward. So this one, you need a ruler, metal or wooden ruler, and it can help assess our reaction time, which is something also that's being increasingly recognised as a key indicator of our health span and our longevity. So we're going to give it a try. I'm going to do it here. I need an assistant for this one. So once you've got your assistant, you're going to sit at a table and rest one arm so that your wrist extends just slightly over the edge, and have your palm kind of facing you as if you were just about to catch something, pinch something, which of course you are. And then you ask somebody to hold the ruler vertically above your hand, my trusty assistant, with the 0 mark level with your thumb. And then without warning, they're going to let the ruler go, and your task is to catch it between your thumb and your forefinger as quickly as possible. Now, the lower down the ruler you manage to catch it, the faster your reaction time. Okay, so this is actually a little bit of a tricky one. I'll tell you the results in a minute, but let me give this a go now. So without telling me, you're just going to drop it, okay? So what's that? That's
10.5 centimetres?
Yeah, 10.5.
Which is above average.
There you go. Yeah, so a bit tricky, isn't it, if you try that? So results-wise, this is what the experts have to say about that. So if you get under 7.5 centimetres, that's excellent. If you are 7.5 to about 16 centimetres, that's above average. 16 centimetres to around 20 centimetres is average, and then over 20 is less than average, and 28 centimetres or more is poor. So why does this matter? Well, reaction time is closely linked with both our cognitive and our physical fitness. And research suggests that slower response times may be connected to a greater risk of falls, for example, reducing independence in later life. And again, even early signs of cognitive decline. Worryingly, large population studies have been found that a slow reaction time can be associated with an increased risk of several age-related health conditions. And that includes things like heart disease, stroke, and respiratory illnesses. And it's important to check this one regularly too. You know, we all have off days. So if your result was slower than you might have liked, you know, fear not, because tweaking our lifestyle with things like regular movement, getting that into the habit of the physicality of your body, good sleep, healthy food, watching our stress levels, you know, these can all help to support sharper reactions. So there you go, not just fun and games here. It's actually tests that can really show us how well we're doing, give us an indicator in what's going on in both mind and body. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? Well, if you played along with me today, or maybe watch this again and have a go, let me know how you get on in the comments. And yeah, keep this one saved because it's a handy one to come back to in the future to check your progress. You might want to check out your friends, your family, maybe older members of the family. And as ever, please do subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with me and my brilliant wellbeing team. Until the next time we chat here then, go very well. Bye-bye.